Okay, so now we're going to talk about gender and early life, and specifically gender differences that arise in early life. So at a very young age, it seems that gender arises, that your gender identity arises. So by 6 months of age, most children can actually distinguish male and female faces and voices. Now you might wonder how we know this, seeing that most 6 month old children or infants aren't able to talk, and it's because we can see by their staring. So what some researchers do is they will put female voices and male voices, and whenever a new stimuli comes up, infants stare at it longer or listen to it longer or stay engaged longer because it's novel, it's new. So they would show male voices and female voices and repeat them over and over again, different types of male voices, and then all of a sudden change it to a female voice, and they would see that the baby would react to that. Or same with faces, that you can put up repeated male faces and then all of a sudden show a female face, and the baby will react to that by staring is what they typically look at. Now, children can actually identify their own sex by 2 or 3 years of age. Now, you might wonder, when I say your own sex, I mean that a boy can identify other boys by age 2 or 3, or a girl can identify other girls by age 2 or 3. And you might wonder, well, if there's only two sexes, if they can identify girls, if it's, say, a little girl, if they can identify women or females, can't they by definition identify males? Well, the problem is they're just not as good at recognizing that there are two sexes. They're just much better at knowing what females look like and then other. They're not sure that the other one is male, and they might think there's another gender out there or not understand what's going on with the other sex. So they're much better at identifying their own sex by 2 or 3. But they don't necessarily know that it's fixed and unable to change. So let me give you an example. So this is a 2-year-old to the left, and he sees this man, and he knows that this is a man because he's a little boy, and therefore he's pretty good at this point at identifying what other men are. Now this is an older child, 3 to 4 years. He can identify that this is a man as well. However, if the man puts a wig on, so long hair is typically associated with women, then the little boy will say a woman. This is a woman now because he has a wig on, where the 3 or 4-year-old understands that gender is more consistent, so he will know that this is still a man, but a man that's funny or looking odd because he's wearing a wig. So that's the difference. That's what we mean by fixed, that at 2 years old they think that gender still can change and that certain features make up a gender, something like hair, or if this man were to wear a dress then he'd be a woman, where the older boy at 3 or 4 would just say, oh, that's so funny, a man's wearing a dress. So that's called gender consistency, and that's established at about 3 to 4 years of age. Lastly, boys and girls differ on activity levels, toy preferences, and aggression as early as 18 months. So that idea that this is all socialized, so oh, boys like trucks and cars and girls like Barbies and playhouses, that this somehow was socially forced on us, it is still possible, but at 18 months we already see this difference. So again, this might be a bit more biological.